Greetings and welcome to YAS a Stripper podcast. Today's episode, I chat with the chocolate deluxe queen from Queens, reign supreme. I am your Hopra, GiGi Holliday. Hello, everybody. I am so excited about my guest today because we have only been internet friends and now we're group chat friends. And
we're getting closer.
We keep getting closer and closer, but we keep blaming COVID and first it was me not being in New York,
right?
And then it was COVID. But now that we're here, we're both in the same place.
Yeah, we're both in the same city, not too far. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
happen. But I am pleased to introduce to you all the one, the only reign supreme.
Hi.
First of all, can I just say I fucking love that name, and I know I'm going to ask the question of how you came up with that name.
Yeah.
I love that name. It's up there with main attraction, like, and I feel it's so beautiful and bold that Black women are just like, I reign supreme. Yep. I main attraction. What about it? I love it. So, Reign, tell me and others your origin story.
So, I actually was a big fan of burlesque for a long time before I started. I had my best friend, Jason Mejias. Do you know Jason? He's an aerialist.
Mm-hmm.
He and I have been friends since like 2005, before either of us started performing. He was doing like trapeze classes and stuff, and we used to work together at our old like day jobs. And so I would go with him to his trapeze classes. And then when he started performing at the Galapagos Art Space, which is no longer in New York, but he used to perform there. And so I went there to see him perform. And that was where I saw my first burlesque show. That was in like 2008 or 2009. And it was great. I loved it, but I didn't really see many Black people. It was the only Black person I saw at that time was Main Attraction. She was like the first Black performer I ever saw.
Same.
But I remember like I would see people performing and just be like, oh man, it just must be so much fun to be up there with everybody watching you while you're taking it close. Like it just looked like so much fun. Or I would listen to music and be like, I wonder what I would do if I was performing to this song, without even in my head thinking like this is what I want to do, just having those thoughts. But what made me actually start performing was I became good friends with Poison Ivory in like 2016. Yeah.
That was my first guest. That was my first guest on this show. I could not leave out the queen.
Of course, how could you? But we became friends in 2016, like not long after she won Queen. And just being friends with her, and you know, she's like a Black girl from the hood like I am, it kind of just made me see myself in it more. And then I started going to Sweet Spot shows.
Yes, I performed for them for like a little bit. I wasn't a cup of tea at the beginning, but now I feel like I am.
Yeah, I feel like you are too. But like I would go to those shows, and you know, everyone's Black there. I saw Right Now Rouge was she was the resident performer there. Yeah, and so I saw her, and then I remember Essence Revealed had her Golden Lady Burlesque show, and that was the first actual show I went to that was all Black. First burlesque show I went to, it was her, it was Qualms, it was Poison, I forgot who else, a couple other people. And then Qualms also produced a Black History Month show that same year that was all, and I was like, look at all these. I didn't really even know, because I was friends with Jason and I knew all of his friends, but they were like mostly white, except for like Maine. So like I knew all these white performers and they were great, but like I didn't really see a whole lot of Black people. So once I started seeing all these Black people, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Yes. I'm gonna do it. And I took classes at the New York School of Burlesque.
Yes, New York School of Burlesque.
Yeah, but I also knew like since I knew so many people performing already, like I knew that I had like connections, but I felt like taking the course at New York School of Burlesque would give me like just a platform to debut, like, you know, a sure stage. And it was great. Like all my friends came. I remember Joe told me it was like the most attended student showcase they'd ever had, and I think it was because all my burlesque friends came.
Because we showed
like,
up for each
performers at a student showcase.
Yes.
Yeah, because I had so many friends in burlesque. They all like, we're coming to see you, because I've known them for so long, and I would always go to see them. So they all just decided to come. It was great.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
How many years have you been performing?
I started in September of 2017, so just like 4.5 years.
Really? Oh, you a baby with BB now.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm not a newbie.
I don't like, yeah. You're not a newbie.
Not according to some people, but you know, I'm not.
You're not a newbie. 4 years. I tell people all the time, like 4 years for me, because I've been in this game for like 11 years and counting. 4 years is when you decide, like, do I want to stay in this or do I want to go? Like, that's the turning point. And the fact that you're just like, nah, I'm still in this bitch.
I mean, I think about like when I'm like old and how I'm going to be changing. Like, I'm saying this until I can't move anymore. This is what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love that you were like surrounded.
I really was.
By it. Like, in your connections, like, I'm with you regarding Poison Ivory. Like, damn, I see another hood chick, you know, like, I see another one. I remember fangirling over Poison, and Poison was looking at me like, you're sweet. Like, girl, I just got in this. What you talking about? And the way she said it to me, I was like,
she's just so like down to earth and like, like we are.
And I love it. I love it. I can't wait for all three of us to hang out. Because I know we I
was just hanging out with her like last week.
I know. And I still had the Omarion. According to the CDC.
Our little photo shoot. We all need to hang out. Once I start
I'm
taking January off from smoking, but next month we need to hang out. Black History Month, we're gonna get together.
Yes, of course. I feel like, you know, we all need to get together for Black History Month. You know what? I'll put that in the group.
yeah, definitely. Put it in the group. Foxy said, you know, we can all hang out at her house, so we're gonna do
it. We just need one good meeting and hanging out and just getting all about, because seeing yourself on stage and seeing yourself in the audience when you're on stage and seeing the audience reaction.
Oh my God.
How does that feel for you?
It feels so, listen, I love, because you know, I perform at Slipper Room too. Yes. And there's not a whole lot of Black people there. But whenever there are, like, and they always love to see me. They come up to me when I'm go-go dancing, and I'm just like, I'm so happy to see you. And they're like, I'm so happy to see you too. Like, I love it. I love it. One Black girl came up to me and she was like, you are the reason why I want to perform burlesque. She goes, I brought my parents here so they could see what I want to do. And I knew you were performing, so I brought them here tonight. And I was just like, me, my new little baby self, I inspired some new person. Like, it made me so happy.
It's beautiful.
It is. And especially like when you're like darker skinned Black people. You know?
I was just about to say that. Like, I know being a Black performer is hard.
Yeah, especially in the city.
But I always want to be empathetic, sympathetic, and understanding of dark skin performers, because trust, I come from a dark skin family. I don't know how I got this.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not that light. You're like brown.
I'm not that light. Here's the thing. During the quarantine when we weren't going outside, baby, I became light skinned, and everybody kept calling me light skinned, and I was livid.
I feel like girls, your complexion always like, no, I'm not light skinned. How dare you?
I am not light skinned.
I'm dark brown.
I literally kept telling people I'm brown. Please stop.
Yeah, but you are. Especially when you sit next to your girlfriend, I'm sure.
Yeah, listen, you can clearly see there's a stark difference. but I always want to hype up the dark skinned burlesque performers more, because I feel like y'all are like way more like society. I feel like, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say
colorism is definitely a thing.
Colorism in burlesque. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Colorism in burlesque. How have your experiences been? Good or bad, or just
I honestly haven't really felt it in burlesque. And I think part of it is because, you know, I'm pretty slim. I have like the desired body type. You know, I'm slim. I have big breasts. I have like, you know, a small waist.
Yeah, you do got some big titties. I was staring at them the other day.
Huh?
I was staring at them the other day.
Oh, you were? Where?
Yes.
What were you looking at? What picture?
It was the boomerang for you in the Slipper Room.
And yeah. Oh, the Rudy.
Yes, and I loved it.
You know, it's funny because my husband always makes fun of me. I'll be looking at my phone. He goes, what are you looking at? Pictures of yourself again? And I am, because I love it. I'm looking at, scrolling through videos.
You're gorgeous.
Makes me happy.
You're gorgeous. But yeah, you haven't felt it in burlesque?
I haven't. I feel like a lot of times I'm like the one, you know, you probably experienced it too, like the one Black person in a show. But in Black show, you know, I really haven't. I haven't felt like I've been looked over in favor of lighter skinned performers. I haven't felt that.
That's good.
Doesn't mean it hasn't happened. Maybe there are gigs I'm not booking because of it, but I don't know about it.
Yeah, with, you know, BB Bardot is, you know, I always mention her in a crowded room because I fucking love her. I love her. That's my baby. But one of the things that she has is like a tagline. It's just like the darkest motherfucker in the room because she knows.
I love it. I love it.
So where we went out somewhere in New York, and there was this beautiful dark-skinned woman, and she was like, "Who is she?" Because normally I'm the darkest motherfucker in the room. Who is she? Who's she?
That's hilarious.
And I'm just like, baby. but you know, colorism in burlesque and colorism in general, is really fucked up. Like I get hit with it from time to time. In the sense, like I said, like people keep thinking I'm light skinned. I'm like, no, I'm brown. But then I have to check myself and go be like, I can see how you think I am.
I mean, you're lighter than I am.
Yeah. But then when people see the rest of my family and see everything, I just be looking at people like, yeah, ain't no colorism in my family. Okay, my daddy dark.
Right.
my aunt dark. Like,
we're all dark.
Right, we all dark. And I love it. Like I be telling people like, please, I need to see more dark-skinned girls on stage because that gives other chocolate dark-skinned babies the ability. Like my goddaughter is your complexion, and I have shown, she has met BB. I've shown her pictures of you, other people. She's just like,
I love it.
Oh, because you know, understand on TikTok and stuff, you don't see stuff like that all the time.
Right.
And then when you do see it, you know, she's 12 and she's like,
oh,
this can be me. Yeah, she's already asked, can she be surrounded by a bunch of black?
Come to New York, we'll hang out.
Yeah, and when y'all see her, y'all gonna be like, is this your kid?
Right, she just like you.
Attitude. It's the, like, she got her mama Sagittarius attitude, but that Aries arrogant of just like, yeah, I'm great, I'm cute, you know. But then she's also a Taurus, so she loves to eat.
Okay.
And I love to eat too.
I love to eat too. Yeah.
I love to eat. So we gotta, like, you gotta eat. What? Oh my goodness. I wanna like, so are you from New York?
I am born and raised in Hollis, Queens.
Born and raised in Hollis, Queens.
Yes.
Come on, Christmas in
Hollis.
Hollis.
When I was a kid, I used to see Run DMC walking around. And I didn't know who they were, but my mother was like, "Those are rappers over there." And one time, LL Cool J, we see him too sometimes. I remember once these kids ran over. We were playing outside, and they were like, "LL Cool J's playing basketball in the church basement." So we ran over and like looked in the window to see him.
Oh my God. Okay, so you know I'm a hip hop historian.
Like the 80s and 90s in New York.
Wait a minute, you know I'm a hip hop historian.
I know.
Facts that you got to see LL Cool J play basketball
in the church basement, like around the corner from my house. We all like, you know, because basement windows, you can see them from the ground level. So we were all just like crowded around the window, sneaking in, looking at him playing.
How was it growing up during that time? Because that's like, that was one of the pinnacles of hip hop. Like,
yeah.
How was it growing up that time, knowing that like you're walking the streets
and you know?
Yeah, you're walking the streets and there's rappers.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know who Run DMC was, but I remember my mother pointing them out to me because I was really young. I was like 5, 6, you know, in the 80s, and but we would walk to the store and I remember specifically her saying that those guys are rappers, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
What?
Yeah.
Like
there's a big mural of Jam Master Jay in my mom's neighborhood.
Oh my God. You have no idea. I'm freaking out because, you know,
really?
I know my hip, like.
Oh, so let me tell you one other thing, because PS 118 is an elementary school that was around the corner from my house, and it has this big rock, big red, black, and green rock. And LL Cool J filmed part of one of his music videos, like sitting in front of that rock. And my brother and sister were in that school at the time. So I remember they said all the kids were running outside to go over to watch him film the video. I think it was the one where he's rapping about some girl, the one with Boyz II Men.
Yes, Hey Lover.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, listen, I know. I know my music. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
It's, oh my goodness. I will admit, moving here and being at one of the places where hip hop was born,
right,
really freaks me out, because what is up with New Yorkers? Y'all constantly keep playing Jay-Z everywhere.
I don't know who y'all is, but like I like Jay-Z, but I also like,
well, maybe in Brooklyn, maybe in Bed-Stuy, because I be sitting, I be sitting here typing, and all of a sudden you just hear like.
I mean, I listen to Jay-Z, old Jay-Z especially, but I listen to these days. I listen to a lot of female, like old female. I listen to a lot of Missy, a lot of Trina, a lot of
Trina's my bitch.
Rat and like, you know, that's
Trina will forever be my queen.
Forever.
Like baddest bitch.
Yeah.
Baddest bitch started like the whole beat. Dunk, 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 dunk. Like
yes.
that whole beat just.
I listen to that song all the time.
And the way she begins, hold up, y'all say in front of me and see.
I love Trina. I love it.
I love it. But no, I've been listening to a lot of old school. Like, what is your favorite female MC?
Oh man, okay. I like a lot of them. Yeah. I really like Queen Latifah.
Dana Owens.
I've been listening to a lot of her lately. I like Lil Kim. I think probably my favorite is Lil Kim. Like her older stuff. I listen to it a lot. I don't know that I have a favorite. I like Lil Kim. I like all the ones from like the 90s. When I was in high school, I like all the ones that were popular then. Lil Kim. I even like MC Lyte. She was doing a lot of stuff in the 90s too. She had another album that came out in the 90s.
MC Lyte is, you know.
Yeah. These days I like Megan.
Yeah. Oh, well, Megan all day, every day for me right at this moment. But definitely Lil Kim. Trina. Like I said, Trina was.
Yep, Trina,
which is why I
like Remy too.
Remy
I want to dance to Melanin Magic. Like I've been practicing with this boa hair. I'm like, I'm gonna dance to this song.
Please do. I'm working on it's not really a secret project. It's actually coming out in February. Okay. But one of my costumes that I'm working on is all brown in different shades of brown. And it's called, I'm naming the costume Dripping in Melanin because I'm funny. Brown beaded trim. Like it's literally going to be all brown. It's a dedication. It's like a thing to Black burlesque and all the beautiful Black women and yeah, it. Like everyone, you know, I just love us all doing Black and brown burlesque. Like it's something about
I love doing it to music that I like music that I like to dance to. I like dancing to R&B. I like dancing to hip hop.
So that's a great, I'm glad you said that because, you know, normally we're in burlesque classes and even me as a burlesque teacher, I always hit you with the classics.
I don't have any classics, none.
Yeah, you know, I hit you with that big band.
Classic R&B, I have some of that.
Thank you. And like that big band music, but I rather dance to classic R&B and
that I want to dance to in my house.
So yeah, tell us your motivation. Like what, like you just said, you rather dance to that. Tell us some of that. Tell us your music.
I mean, for me, all the acts I have were inspired by the music, all of them. And some of my favorite, like, okay, I have an act to Black Butterfly by Denise Williams.
Yeah, listen, when I heard you had an act to that, I cried.
Huh?
I cried because one, butterfly is my symbol.
Wait, you saw it?
No, I didn't see it. I just, when you said I have one, I remember shedding one tear. Like,
it was the reason I wanted Black Feather Fans. Like I wanted Black Feather Fans so that I could dance to that song. And when I performed it virtually because I created it last summer in Foxy's show. I performed it virtually, but I performed it for the first time on a stage when Slip Room opened back up. And I sent some clips to my mom because she is the reason why I love that song. And she was like, oh my God. She's like, this is so great. You're so beautiful. And she just really loved it. She loved it. She told me I was like a tribute to her fun-loving Sagittarius mother who passed way before I met her. And she was like, look at you. You're a Black butterfly. It was really beautiful.
I love it. How do you feel like performing to the songs of our parents?
I love it. I love it because it's the music that I love. It's music that I loved since I was a child. Like I have that one. I have, what else? There was another old song I have and not too recently. I'm trying to remember. My mind is
no, we're gonna get on how our brain is weird. But like
back to Red Light Special.
Yes, I know.
112, I have an act to 112 Sweet Love. Like,
listen, I have an act to, and this is my first like 90s R&B. There was a moment where it clicked where I was just like, I don't want to dance to this white girl shit.
No, because you're not a white girl.
I'm not a white girl. I want to dance to the shit that moves me.
Right.
And I was like, man, you know, I gotta stay true to myself, 90s R&B. And I had to put on an act was headlining G's Juke Joint.
Okay.
And I was like, I gotta bring some black ass music.
That's the perfect place to do it.
I chose Shy's If I Ever
I
Fall in
saw
Love
video. I saw video of you.
acapella.
Oh my God.
And when I say everyone was just like,
of course they were. We all love that song.
And I was just like, damn, I got a deep cut. That's it. Like Po Chop, you know Po Chop?
I know, yeah,
Po Chop came to me and was like, that's a deep, you went deep, bitch. That's
like,
a deep.
Like not the average person, you got to be black and from a certain time.
So the question one time someone asked me when they saw me perform that, they asked me how old what was I? They said, GiGi can't be that old.
How old are you?
Song. I'm not telling y'all.
Oh, okay. You can tell me offline.
I'll tell you off the record. I'm not telling that. I'll tell you off the record. Grown.
Okay, that's good enough.
For the audience, I am grown. I can rent a car. Okay. And I can buy liquor. That's all you need.
No.
But the question was just like, how old are you? And I was just like, what? And then I also have to remind people, please note, I have a sister who is 14 and a half years older than me.
Oh, wow.
So my sister was at the birth of hip hop, and just imagine like all of that got trickled down.
Right. So even if you're younger, like you had your older sister who was.
I had my older sister, and my parents are older than, like, I have old parents. My parents are 72. I got old parents.
I'm the oldest. So my parents.
You're the oldest. See, I'm the baby.
Yeah.
How is it being the oldest?
Oh God. It's, well, you know, I'm the oldest of 4, and there are 3 girls, and then my brother is the youngest.
Oh, I bet you he gets spoiled but beat up all at the same time.
Yeah, all of that. He wanted to watch wrestling. We would be like, no, we want to watch Soul Train. But I, you know, being the oldest I like, but I kind of feel like I haven't really ever felt it, but these days I'm feeling more of a responsibility to just kind of make sure my siblings are okay. Even though we're all very close in age, like I'm 40 and my brother is 35, and there's still 2 in between us. So my parents had us like back to back.
Yeah, nah, Brenda. How should I, you know, yes. Everyone knows. I call my mother by her first name. And it's a family joke that I do it, because it's more when you acting up, we'll just go, we'll call you by your first name, Brenda.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for this. But so wait a minute. Okay, Thought Monkey just left. You know what? Let's just get straight to it. Both of you and I share something where you have been officially diagnosed, and I am starting to get diagnosed. Yeah. Just got health insurance in New York.
Congratulations!
I'm ready to be officially diagnosed. But me and you both have ADHD.
That's right.
How?
Neurodivergent.
The neurodivergent. Like we're on that spectrum.
Hey.
How do you navigate your life now, knowing that you have ADHD, and especially being a performer?
And also having a full-time day job.
And having a full-time. Holy shit.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
How many tabs do you have open in your laptop?
All of the tabs. Like on my phone, I have like 70 tabs open at any given. Is
there music playing?
I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later.
It's embarrassing at my save list on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yep.
Save everything.
Yep. Or my bookmarks on Twitter. Every social media, I have everything saved. Everything
saved. Oh my goodness. But how is that navigating that?
It's hard. Lately, I've been trying to just be more organized by like I use my calendar a lot. Yesterday, I was supposed to go pick up some shoes from someone, and I completely forgot. I was on my way home, and she was like, "Are you still coming?" I'm like, "Oh shit, I forgot." And so
do you use
on my calendar?
Yeah. Do you use paper or digital?
I use digital because I don't like paper like at all. I hate paper.
I'm learning how to transition over to digital.
A lot of burlesque performers use a paper calendar. I've noticed that.
I'm pen and paper. I need to see
I just don't like having paper. I don't like having paper.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
I like paper books, but like to read, but like if I can do something electronically, I'd rather just, which probably is because what if something happens and everything gets wiped? Paper is probably safer, but that's just more clutter, you know?
Yeah. As someone that used to work in private sector of the government, I will say this: at least keep 7 years of stuff. I know that seems like a lot.
Like tax returns and stuff.
Tax returns, student loan payments. But here's the thing:
I didn't go to college. I have no student loans.
You didn't go to college?
No.
Yes, bitch.
I know, and you know, for the longest time I was like embarrassed about it, but like I'm still really smart and I read a lot. Like I'm definitely educated about the things that I'm interested in and the things that I feel like I need to know, but I just don't have a formal education.
As you know what, I didn't finish. I only had a semester left. Shout out to depression.
Yeah, I watched your live where you were talking about that.
Yeah, depression really fucked me up on my last semester. But how should I put it? My mama don't have a degree and she navigating this world just fine.
Right.
You
Meanwhile, my
know,
mother has 3 degrees and she's working on her PhD right now. And here I am with no degrees.
save some degrees for the rest of us.
She's taking ethnomusicology and she's taking some like Black studies classes and she comes to me for help with those classes.
Like, yeah. Like, and I know for me, I do plan on going back to school only so that I can become a librarian.
Okay, that's a good goal, I think.
That's my end game.
Yeah, I love the library, man. Always have.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. We can have a date at the library. Because I heard that New York libraries are fucking lit. Like
in the city and in Brooklyn, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I heard they're lit. Like
we can do whatever. We can do anything. Go to the library, we can smoke and then go to the library. And then go get some food.
Get some food, and all between that having ADHD conversations.
Yes, that like from one topic to the next topic.
One topic to the next, exactly. And here's the thing, what I love about it is that we already know like where that conversation could have happened an hour ago. But if you go back to it, for some reason, ADHD people, we know exactly where you were. Yep. And we can pinpoint, we go, oh yeah, sure. But it's also very much out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Like I feel rest in peace to all the friends that I have lost because like they no longer work with me no more. So I didn't see them no more. And then
you forgot about them.
Yeah, and you know, and it sucks. And people think you're being a dick, and it really isn't. It's just your mental health. You out of sight, out of mind.
I used to think I was being a dick, but now I realize this is what it was. It wasn't that. I'm this way because of my brain. It's not my feelings. I don't hate these people. It's just my brain.
It's just my brain.
Yeah.
But like now that you are officially diagnosed and you're on like treatment or whatever, how does it feel? I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know because there's probably other people listening to this going like, how does that feel to be diagnosed and with treatment?
Yeah, so it was a relief, first of all, to have the diagnosis. The treatment feels good. You know, I was sick recently where I had like some stomach thing and I was throwing up a lot. So I kind of feel like the medicine is still kind of getting back into my system now. I'm still feeling kind of anxious and all over the place, like at this moment. But in the beginning, when I first started my treatment, it really helped a lot. Like I felt like I was able to focus more. Even my psychiatrist noticed like when our next visit after I started taking medicine, she was like, "You're fidgeting less." I fidget so much. It's hard for me to sit still.
It's hard for me to sit still, and like
that comes into my burlesque too, because like there's still moments where I should be still. I always feel like I should be moving, so I gotta like practice that, work on stillness.
Oh my gosh, come over! I'm the queen. I love slow burning. I love teaching people how to slow burn.
That's what I need. I need some slow burn help.
I have a huge living room and mirrors. Yeah, I have a huge living room and mirrors. I love teaching people.
I'm coming over.
Yeah, I love teaching people how to slow burn. Like, and especially being a Black burlesque performer, I feel like we don't need to, pardon the term, shuck and jive and keep moving so much. I feel that the audience need to take the time and like admire us because society is constantly either shitting on us or taking from us.
Yeah, making us work for them.
And now I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna stand here and take my everlasting time.
Yeah. It's hard. I have a hard time with it, but I need to work on it. Definitely. I know.
Don't worry.
I watch myself sometimes. I'll watch a video and be like, okay, I need to be moving less.
Yeah. Moments of stillness is hard.
Take a chill pill, girl.
Moments of stillness is hard when you have ADHD.
It is. Oh my God. It's so hard.
And just, you know, the lights and everything are happening, the energy's in the room. So.
Right. I feel like sometimes if the audience isn't making any noise, like I need to do something. Even if the plan was still there, sometimes I'll just divert from the plan. Like, okay, they're quiet, so let me just.
I know, like they're too quiet, and we just have to realize maybe they're mesmerized.
Yeah, they could be. I am pretty mesmerizing.
You are again, Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph with the bouncing titties. I mean, I didn't get to perform that act enough in December. I was traveling for so long, and COVID, but I love that.
Yeah, of course you were traveling. That's what Sagittarius do.
Yeah, and I turned 40. I needed to travel.
Y'all be like, ooh, a cheap flight? Let's
Yep.
go.
Yep. And I took 2 flights, and the first one I didn't have to pay for because it was a birthday gift. Second one I paid for, but it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. How did you come up with your name?
So actually, it's funny because you were talking about Black people need to have names like this. 3 white women came up with this name for me.
Really?
Let me tell you the story. So the year I started, it was summer of 2017, and I was still taking classes. Ellen Stagg?
No.
She's a photographer.
Okay.
And she and I used to be pretty good friends. We don't really hang out. We kind of like drifted apart, but we used to be pretty close. And so one weekend I was at her house in Asbury Park, just for the weekend. We were at the beach. Me, her, Gigi, Bon Bon, and Boo Boo Darling. Do you know Boo Boo?
Yes, Boo Boo Darling is from Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So down
So
where
she was I think before she was the next DC person like in my area to move to New York, and then it was me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 3 of us were there, and we were like, this weekend we're gonna come up with a name for me. That was the plan at the beach. So we're sitting there talking, just like, what can it be? And Gigi says, you need like a name, like a solid name, something like the Main Attraction. That's why it was funny when you mentioned Main Attraction before. She was like, you need something like that, a name like that. And then I don't know who said it first, but someone was like, what about Reign Supreme? It's like the Supremes, and it's like, but spell it like Rain so that it's not too on the nose, And I was like, I love it. And that was it. That was it.
Oh my.
I didn't come up with it. They gave it to me, and I was like, yes, that's it.
No, those things work. Like, because, God damn, it's such a good name.
Thank you. I had this one white lady tell me I was arrogant. So when right before I started,
Look, did you see my face?
Yeah, no, I mean that was my face too. But do you know Lil Miss Licks?
Yes.
So she wasn't the one who said it. It wasn't her. But right before I started performing, she was getting ready to teach a pasty making class in some festival she was doing. So she wanted to do like a practice class first. And since I was new, she was like, "Here, come learn how to make pasties." So it was me and her and 2 other people. I don't know if I should say the name of the person.
Let's not say their name. No, that's good. That's another podcast.
Yeah. But we were talking, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to debut in a couple days." And they were like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I said it, and she goes, "Don't you think that's a little arrogant?" And I was like, "Well, as long as I'm good, then it doesn't matter if you think I'm arrogant." And then I had never seen this person perform before, but then I did see them perform, and I was just like, "Okay, well, I don't really care what she has to say."
But not only that, I would have been like, "What, you mad because you wanted this name?" I'm just very shocked that someone came up to you and was just like,
"Are you really shocked that a white woman said something like that to me?" I mean, it considering what we know.
Considering what yeah, that's ridiculous.
It definitely is, but it definitely happened.
That's ridiculous. Like, don't you think that's arrogant? Yeah.
What if it is? So what? You got a problem? I don't even really know who you are.
What to it?
Yeah.
Like it's listen, the audacity, the nerve, and the goal. That's
the gumption, the goal.
The gumption, the goal. Ain't nobody got no nerve, charisma, or talent. Everybody.
It's all nerve. It's just nerve.
Always
no
the
charisma, no uniqueness, no talent.
No talent, no uniqueness. It's always them bitches. It's always them bitches that got something to say. Like, you and I have been talking about like the scene because you pointed out that I came here with the 40 waving a 44, like
you're getting that door. Yep. And I love it. It needed to be kicked in.
But like,
I saw your speech that you gave at the New York Burlesque Festival when you won. You were like, "Listen, diversify y'all shows." And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't go, but I watched it. I watched your speech."
It was a call out.
And I wonder who felt called out in that room.
And I will admit, being new here and I'm the new kid in school, and I will have to say thank you for making me not feel like the new kid in school. Aww. When it came to being a Black burlesque dancer in New York.
Yeah.
The rest of this, I'm not the rest of the scene that has their ups and downs. They're good people, and I got to keep my eye on them bitches.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
A mixed bag, but I never got that mixed bag with the New York Black burlesque scene. Y'all looked at me like, Get in this house.
Right. Yep.
That
Come
street
on.
light coming on. That street light coming on. Get in this house.
Cool out there.
But I have to say thank you for being one of those people that literally was just like, nah, Gigi's coming. Let
I was so excited that you were moving here. I told people, you moving here next.
Everyone was just like, where is she living? Because even you're out in Rockaway, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't realize how far Rockaway was until I went to Far Rockaway Beach.
I mean, yeah, they call it Far Rockaway for a reason.
And I was just like, it took us an hour and a half and some change to get to a beach.
Go to the beach, yeah.
And people were just like, what? Mind you, my dad is from Long Island. My dad's a Long Island boy.
This beach is in Long Island, yeah.
Yes. And so when I told my dad, I said, yeah, I went to the beach. He goes, which one you go to? Rockaway or some shit? And I was like, yeah. How did you know?
Rockaway, when I was a kid, Rockaway was not a nice beach. It was dirty. It was.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He was just like, it wasn't cute. It wasn't. He was like, what? But he admitted he was just like, it was nothing to go on a train and go to the beach.
Right. It's accessible.
Yeah, to when he moved to DC in Maryland, he was like, y'all gotta go 2 hours away.
Oh, that's the closest beach when you were in DC?
Yeah, we had to drive to Ocean City.
Oh, Maryland. Okay, yeah. So
yeah, we got to drive.
I mean, Rockaway is closer to you than that.
True, and that's but for me, like going to Ocean City, it was like you hit one Route 50 and it's a straight shot. Like you literally run into Ocean City on Route 50. Okay. So that's a 2-hour trip, and it doesn't even feel like 2 hours because you just
driving straight on the highway.
Driving the street, you cruising. But when we had to get on that train, I was like, we gotta wait for another A. Which A is this?
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
I just walk to the beach.
See? Jealous.
Yeah. We had our beach day last year with all the Black burlesquers. That's the picture. That's the header on our group chat.
Yes,
we did it before. We jumped double dutch.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again this summer.
Let's do it again this summer. I'm excited. Oh my goodness. I'm also trying to think of like, I have so many. My ADHD is like going crazy. There's so many questions I want to ask you, and they're like all over the place right now. It's like deciphering the Matrix right now.
I've never seen the Matrix, so I don't really get that reference.
Oh, well, it's like doing a murder board,
Okay, yeah,
a complicated math problem. Yeah, Matrix, it's good. Because the story was written by a Black woman, I highly suggest watching it. Okay. But also
written by a Black woman, then stolen by those two white ladies.
Yeah. Look, yeah.
I tried to watch the first one years ago, and I fell asleep.
So this new one, I fell asleep on. I'm not gonna lie. Halfway through, I was just like, the new one is meta, but not that good.
Okay.
I think what made the first one so unique is that because like the internet was so new.
Right. This was like in the 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah, but now the internet isn't new.
No.
The internet is the same old Beyonce, Al Gore internet.
Yeah.
But so what are you going to be doing now? Like, what is the future of Reign Supreme?
I would like to produce. I produced a show last summer, a virtual show for Juneteenth, and it went really well. Like, I had a lot. It made a lot of money. I was able to pay everyone a lot. I did it last summer during the height of all the protests because I was like, white people are really looking for ways to support Black people right now. This is the perfect time. I made it free for Black people.
Yes.
So it was free for Black people with like a discount code. Everyone else, it was either $15 or $25, depending on if they wanted to rent it or buy it on Vimeo. And it was great. I made like enough money to pay everyone a good amount, like a good, show amount. I told everyone I didn't want it to be stressful. So if they wanted to send me a video they already had, that was cool. And I really enjoyed producing. I enjoyed editing. I enjoyed all of it. So I would like to produce in the future. I also want to take more dance classes and just kind of like up my dance game because I don't have any formal dance. I mean, when I was younger, I took like ballet classes, and I've taken like since I started performing, I've been taking like dance classes here and there, but I don't have like formal dance training really like some people do. So I kind of feel like I want to do that more. I really just want to perform as much as I can.
Yes.
It's hard with a day job having time because for one, I'm tired a lot. When I come home from work, I don't really feel like doing anything. So having time to work on costumes and all that is hard. And also weeknight gigs. I do them, but they're hard because I'm always tired the next day when I have to go to work. So it's hard. So I try to do like my max is usually like eight or nine shows a month.
Wow, that's
Like
good.
in January, I had 8 scheduled. One of them was canceled on the first, but I have, you know, that's kind of like where I'm around like 7, 8, 9 shows a month, which I think is a good. It's like maybe twice a week I'll perform, including go-go.
And that's a good, I understand when you're saying like I have a daytime job and when I come home I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you balance it all? I guess just with knowing your limits.
I'm just tired a lot. I stay tired. You know what I mean? There's really no way to balance it. I'm just tired all the time. I on the weekends I'll work on stuff. I'll work on stuff like rhinestoning stuff while I'm watching TV. It's I do it, but I'm just tired all the time.
Oh my goodness.
I try to take less go-go gigs. Like I'll try to do maybe just one or at max 2 a month because that's harder on my body. I try to save my energy for things that I really love, like performing burlesque. I'd rather do that than go-go next. But go-go is good money, So if I do 1 or 2 a month, that's good. But then I need to make sure I take it easy the next day because my body is always, my 40-year-old body gets tired.
So now that you're like 40, I know I hate that people would be like, oh, you're 40, that's old. You're the aging dancer.
I definitely don't
feel like that. How do you feel now being the 40-year-old burlesque dancer?
I know a lot of burlesque dancers who are my age. A lot of us are 40 and plus.
Yeah.
I feel good because I feel like, first of all, because I'm Black, I'm dark skinned, people don't think I'm 40. Never. People never think I'm 40.
Again, when you asked me my age, I was like, grown. That's all you need to know.
Right. Yeah. I love, I was so excited to turn 40. Like, I was shouting from the rooftops, like, I'm about to be 40. I'm about to be. You remember that girl who was putting out those videos talking about how women are when they're 30 and when they're about to be 40? She goes, I'm about to be 40 and I can't deal with this. It was some comedian who was putting out these videos. That's how I am.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
I have already said I can't wait to turn 40 because everyone told me that's when it clicks that you don't care anymore.
I really don't. I really do not.
Don't give a fuck. And I'm just like, please, I just want that.
Foot.
Yeah. I don't want to give a fuck. That's it.
Yeah, no. I stopped giving a fuck maybe around 35. But also, I really never gave that much of a fuck. I think it's that Sagittarius in me. I kind of was like, you know what? I'm doing what I want to do.
That's what attracts Aries to Sagittarius, because it's like,
y'all care a lot.
Yeah, we care a lot, and so we're more amazed and amused that you actually don't care, and you're just like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
A lot of it for me with Sagittarius is morbid curiosity of like, how do you not care?
What are they gonna do? They're gonna fight me because they don't like something? What are they gonna do? They're not gonna fight me.
They're not. That's what my friend literally kept telling me. She goes, they're not gonna fight you.
Right.
She was like,
I've never been in a fight in my life, except for like with my siblings.
Oh no,
yeah. Well, you're an Aries. That doesn't surprise
I've done some world star.
Same birthday as yours.
I've done world star. That's me.
I'll be the one shouting world star right while you fight.
Listen, I've also been the chick holding the camera.
Oh God.
Get her, beat her ass.
Oh my God. Beat
that bitch's ass. I want some in that. And people are shocked. They'd be like, but you had straight A's and you were a nerd. I was just like,
that's right.
Hands?
Yeah, everyone's got hands too.
I was bullied, but the moment I met my Sagittarius friend, ain't nobody bully me that much no more.
Oh.
Because she cussed one of them out in class.
Yeah.
And after that, she was just like, you hanging out with me, blah, blah, blah. And they saw I was hanging out with them, the Gross sisters. I was
the Gross sisters? That was their name?
No, there wasn't. But from the show Proud Family, because they were bullied.
I didn't
hang out with the Gross.
I think I'm a little too old to watch for that. It was a little after.
But like hanging out, with them, like fisticuffs. So yeah, I love it. I also love that you were another hood chick. That's the thing with burlesque. I feel like everyone is so prim and proper and prissy.
Yeah.
Especially the white burlesque dancers. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them bitches come from money. A lot of them bitches got money.
They do. And I have none. I mean, my parents, I don't have my mom has a house. My grandfather owned the house. So my mom has the house that my grandfather owned. But if my grandfather didn't own a house, we would have been, I don't know where we wouldn't live. We wouldn't have had a house, you know?
Right. And that's, you know, the thing that I always say is that my family started from the bottom, now we here. You know, my parents are in Bowie, Maryland with a house that they had built and they're retired and blah, blah, blah. So when people pull up, right, when people pull up and go, oh, Gigi, you got money, I'll go, no, correction, they have money.
And they have it now.
And they have it now.
Have it. Yeah.
We did not have it back then.
Yeah.
Now we have it, but now you know, and I'm very thankful for the part of my life where I was a bougie Black girl. I at least know what that feels like.
In DC, yeah.
In DC,
like Black girls in DC. Like
we are a special.
Probably, yeah.
We are a special breed. Okay. We are
in the Hamptons.
Yes, just them Howard University girls. That's what I always say.
Did you go to Howard?
No, I actually went to a predominantly white college, Frostburg State.
Okay.
Which is why I'm always done with white people's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I'm over it. Y'all already made it terrible during my college education to the point that I couldn't even finish.
Burlesque was my intro into that because I grew up in a very Black neighborhood. I went to Black elementary school. My middle school was more diverse, but all my friends were Black. I had some like non-Black friends, but they were like West Indian non-Blacks, you know. And then in high school, still, I had mostly Black friends. I had some other friends, but all my friends were Black. And then burlesque is really what threw me in the mix of whiteness.
Okay, let's talk about that. How was that cultural exchange?
It was a lot. It still is a lot sometimes.
I'm sorry, my eyes got really big on that. Like, wait.
Yeah, I saw
like thrown into whiteness. Right.
Like being backstage and hearing people say, "Oh my God, look, my costume is so ghetto," and I'm just like, "What do you mean by that? What do you mean? You mean like great and talented, but ignored until a white person discovers it? Is that what you mean by ghetto?" Like, I've had people say that to me, like, or talking to other people and saying it. I've had people backstage say things like, introducing a person whose last name is Brown and saying, "Oh, you can just say his name is Brown, like shit," and I'm like. And then when they were introducing me, they're like, "Do you have a tagline?" I'm like, "No, but you can just say, you know, she's brown, like shit." And they're like, "Oh, yeah."
Listen. So you were just in this all Black space.
I was in like a very safe, yeah. I mean, there were some other issues because, you know, there's always issues with Black. There was some colorism back then when I was a kid, like,
listen, we will keep in-house. That's, right, I know that's how the Black community thinks. That's one respectability thing I will keep on to.
Okay, that's fair, and I get it.
We will keep in-house. That is the one. Everyone knows in my family and friends, they be like,
"Don't talk about our business in front of white people." Yeah.
Don't you dare. Don't give them fuel. Don't let them know.
This is not like a podcast that only Black people listen to.
Oh no, don't worry. They completely understand. I appreciate the producers. Here, they're definitely two white women who listen to it and go, "Damn, this is good."
Yeah.
Damn, you right. We fucking up.
Good. At least they could acknowledge and realize that, because so many of them are just like, "Oh, they must be talking about you because it's not me."
No, they like sometimes when I record it, they're here, but because a lot is happening, they were like, "You can do it," you know, blah blah blah. But they will be like in the background, and then they'll come back like at the end and go, "That was really good. I took notes. I'm learning." And I'm like,
I love it.
It works, but like.
But yeah, burlesque is what, and it wasn't even just when I started performing. It was when I became friends with Jason, because like I said, most of his burlesque friends that he knew were white. So I was hanging out with him and his friends a lot, and it was just a lot of me saying, "Okay, this is how that is." And also I think when you don't grow up with that kind of experience and that kind of racism, like that kind of subtle liberal racism, you don't always recognize it right away, you know? You don't always recognize it right away.
You don't. And
I had to be like questioning myself, like, wait, is that me, or am I tripping, or is this?
And again, I will always say, I thank the New York Black burlesque scene for opening arms to me, because remember, I came to y'all going, "Yo, what's Gucci? Why they talking to me like this? Why they talking to y'all like this?"
New York racism is some unique shit, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, and I just kept trying to figure out, like, why y'all talking to them like this? Why y'all talking to us like this? Why you talking to me like this? Who the fuck? And it was very much, I caught myself trying not to say to a white performer and producer, "Who the fuck you think you talking to?"
But sometimes like, somebody needs to say that shit to them.
Because you know, code switching. I felt
I rarely do that.
I could feel all of the hood coming just and going
like just right to the brim.
right there, just going, who the fuck you, and like change mannerisms like in the evening gown. Like I felt it, and I was like, nope,
can't do that. Can't do that because who knows what will happen if you do.
But literally, I remember feeling it like, who the fuck you think you took? But so like now, oh my gosh, I'm still shocked that you were just thrown into it. But you're right, like
because New York is very segregated, you know. So I grew up with black. Everything was black. I watched black movies. I watched The Wiz. I never saw The Wizard of Oz. I still haven't ever seen it. I've only seen The Wiz.
It's all right.
I'm sure, but it's not going to be as good as, and I'm not going to, I have no interest in it. I don't care about it. I like The Wiz. I like the music from The Wiz.
You know, and my dad even said this.
I have an act to the Emerald City sequence.
Yes! So does Golden Mystique did it at the What the Funk Fest. And her costume, like, and she
my costume was green, and then it was red, and then it was gold. Yeah.
Yes, but what she would do was have the wrong color each time they would announce it. So it would be like, she'd be like, God dang it. I thought it would be.
I want to see it. I want to see this act. I want to see that video. I want to see it.
Yeah, she's like, God dang it. I thought I, had the right color. It was great. It was great. But like, I guess my thing is like, how, now that you have been in that fold, like that culture thing, how do you navigate it now?
Now I try to stay, like, I like to do black shows the most. They're the most comfortable. They pay the best. I still work at like Slipper Room. I still do, that's like the only like white show that I do regularly. And it is, sometimes it's a challenge, but it's a lot of fun working there too. Like I have fun every time I'm there, especially with certain people. There are some certain people who I would prefer not to be around. And we could also talk about that offline if you want.
Yeah, no, that's completely understandable. I mean, I did a gig.
People are cool, and I kind of just keep it superficial with a lot of people. I don't really get deep except for with the black ones, or the ones who I know well. Like I know GiGi Bonbon. She and I have been friends for a long time because she was friends with Jason, so I've known her for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So like we can talk real talk, and like Jason, I can talk real talk with him, and there are a couple of others, but for the most part, I just keep it superficial. Unless I'm with my people,
Yeah, and that's, keeping it. I will admit, I do keep it cute. I keep it superficial. I keep it cute with some people because you're right. It's a very fine. It's a line. It's a line, and it's a boundary.
And sometimes they'll get real too familiar, and I have to be like, okay, what are you talking? Like, why are you saying this to me? Like they'll be like, oh, hey girl, or hey boo, and I'm like, who taught you how to talk like that? That's not how you talk. Why are you talking to me like that? You don't talk to your white girlfriends like that.
Do you say hey boo to Susan?
Right.
Hey girl, it's the camera.
Like I say boo, I say it to people, and sometimes I say it to white girls, but I had to stop saying it to the white girls because then they started saying it, and I'm like, okay, let me stop being the one to let me start gatekeeping my language.
Gatekeep the language. Listen, another, like, I went to college to become a, try to do news anchor and linguistics and all that other stuff and word etymology.
So a lot about culture.
Yes, I'm at this point now. I'm just like, nah, we shouldn't have told them any of our.
We should have gatekept more.
We should.
Everything about us has been so cool. Have you noticed that white girls have started using that Stevie Wonder birthday song when they're saying happy birthday to another white person? Like I saw it on Instagram recently.
I'm sorry, what?
Posting like happy birthday to, posting the Stevie Wonder version of the happy birthday.
But that was for Martin Luther King and black people.
I know. And a lot of white people didn't even know that song until recently. But like I saw recently, someone's birthday happened, and I saw like 2 or 3 different white people were like, happy birthday, so and so, and if they put that song it pissed me off.
Like my faces.
I know.
It's just, but that's also with the song "Oops, Oh My" by Tweet. And it came out. Missy Elliott said, "Y'all thought it was about masturbation. It was actually about the appreciation of your dark skin."
She's looking in the mirror and look how sexy I am. Yeah.
And all of the white women who had burlesque acts to that was just like, oh shit.
I don't think I've ever seen a burlesque act to that song.
I have multiple times.
I bet, yeah.
Multiple times. And they all thought it was about masturbation. It was always a pale white woman doing it. And now that is actually about.
I should make one and just have a mirror on stage and just be me looking at myself.
Let's go.
Yes.
I would hold the mirror for your act.
Yeah. We'll do it together. You hold the mirror. In fact, we should. I want to do your Sanctuary Noir show, and I'm gonna do it for that.
Please. I was just about to write yesterday because Clearly and I were both doing it, and I wanted to say, hey, y'all want to be in the audience one day, or do y'all want to do it? Let a bitch know.
I want to do both. I want to do both because I haven't ever, I've seen like some clips of it, but I want to watch it, and I also want to be in it. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, great. Yeah, we'd actually do record it. So
yeah, that's perfect because I have, I got all this shit in my room. I got mirrors. I got lights.
Yes, because Poison Ivory did it. And it was lit. Like everyone was just like, what do you mean Miss Exotic World 2016 is stripping in your living room? Like what? Egypt Black Now did it one year. Last year she did virtual. Yeah, Egypt did it. Brick House did it too, right? Didn't she? G's did it. Brick House did it. Yeah. Trust. Now that I am in New York and I'm literally trying to figure out how to make it like y'all in the studio on it, like we're just doing it.
Listen, you just say the word. I'm coming.
Yeah. That's it. We just need like
and I'm gonna probably Oops, oh my, and it's gonna be all about my brown skin.
Good. That's what we want, like the celebration of the brown skin. That's the most beautiful thing about burlesque, especially being Black and doing burlesque. Like, it's cute or whatever when I see the white girls rub their skin, but when I see Black women rub their skin and touch it,
touch the skin, honey.
Yes.
Skin.
Yes. You can't take it. It looks so like,
Especially when the light hits it. Like I really am like in love with my skin. It's like when I go to the beach and pictures when the sun, like I love it. Like when Beyonce said your skin just like pearls, I'm like, yeah, that's me. When the sun glistens on my skin, it looks like pearls, and I love it.
I saw a TikTok, and this beautiful Black woman had, her legs were nice and shiny, but her shoes had Swarovski crystals on it. And she was just like, I put Vaseline on because these Swarovskis ain't gonna outshine me. I was like, bitch.
Yes.
Say less. To where I put that, you see how I said that so quickly, because I put it in my brain to the next time that a white girl says only Swarovski shine, or I only do Swarovskis, and I was like, sucks to be you, babe, because all I gotta do is put on Vaseline and outshine Swarovski. So
yeah, exactly. So Swarovski, whatever kind of pieces, I'm still shinier. That's
the one thing. The classism in burlesque got me all the way fucked up all the time.
There's so much, and it's because of all those white girls who have money. Like it's definitely a class. It's definitely classism.
It's classism.
It doesn't need to be that way because I have seen so many great acts. I've seen like Poison Ivy has that act to Gorilla.
It ain't nothing but it's a sheer
thing in her pasties, and that's it. And she takes pasties off. Like she has like no crystals basically, and it's one of my favorite acts, and it's so sexy, and it's a crowd pleaser. Like everyone loves it. I saw her do it once, and this guy next to me was throwing money on stage.
Good. And that's like, I remember white performers telling me that, oh, you always need to have rhinestones on your costume and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's stupid. Like, why? And you can't dance to hip hop.
But I see white girls dancing hip hop all the time. They want to do it. They want to do it. They want to take it and dance to it, but then they tell us,
yo, I literally had a chick tell me, right. I literally had a chick tell me that all of my Black burlesque acts, all of my hip hop acts only belong on a Black burlesque stage.
A white person told you that?
Yes. And if we were not on a plane, I would have cold socked her. But we were on a public plane. Like, again, I had
you can't fuck around with the plane in the air and
right.
Flights and shit.
Right. And I was just like, I can't do this. Anytime something happens to me in another state, I just have to do that cost and effect. Like,
right. If you want to be locked up in a foreign place, even if it's not another country, still it's not home.
It's not your, you don't know how the cops are there.
Right.
So I kind of did like a fuck you act. To where I danced to Nicki Minaj's Anaconda. no heels, no
No heels,
rhinestones.
no rhinestones, and I bet it was great. I bet it was perfect.
Oh, I would walk away with $200 in tips on that act alone.
Oh my God.
I was twerking all over the place. I was giving all my hip hop, like literally, and it never mattered the audience, Black, white, Asian, never. Everyone was just like throwing money.
Good is good.
But then that person saw it and was just like, I'm like, oh, you thought you needed all of that. You thought you really needed all of that, huh?
Maybe you do. I know.
Maybe you do. That's the thing. Rhinestones are just seasonings on the costume. It's not the meal.
Right. I have costumes with no rhinestones.
And I bet you they be slaying.
Yeah, my Rudy act. The only thing that has
Rudy act.
But my costume is like a red onesie pajamas. And I have some antler ears. And I have snap tape up the sides. And I have wedge sneakers on.
Listen.
So I can twerk. Because, I need some heels to twerk. But I need sneakers so I can move around. That's like a twerking act. It's Big Frida. It's a Rudy the Big Booty Reindeer, and it's Big Frida. It's my favorite act that I have. My favorite act to perform. It's so much fun.
Oh my God! I want you to produce again so bad. I want a lot of Black people to produce because what I want now is soul Christmases. I want Juneteenth shows.
You want to hear Silent Night in my mind?
Yes, if we could have a group act for Silent Nights.
Yes. Jason has an act, Silent Night by Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle has an acapella version of Silent Night, and Jason has an aerial act, so that's really beautiful.
This Christmas, I danced to This Christmas, but the Mary J. Blige version because New York. I can't, because New York. Like, I'll be looking around go, I know where I'm at. I need to play the New York.
He's our favorite.
But
Mary's like the ultimate homegirl. Everybody's homegirl.
Everyone's homegirl. The moment, I think I did that act at Rex Halligan show.
Okay, yeah.
And Fire and Fury. And when he first saw that it was this Christmas, he was like, oh no. And he's like, oh no, it's Mary J. Blige. Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Rex is a New Yorker. Yeah.
So Rex was like, oh, it's Mary J. Blige. Okay, she did it right. Okay. Yep. But I also danced to Temptations, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
And I years ago, I had to be a baby burlesquer. And I remember people coming up to me going, I've never heard that version before.
No, I bet you haven't.
And this was me. Y'all don't know y'all know all these other Christmas songs. Right, but you don't know this. Okay, so you grew up here. I don't know if you watched the documentary about the concerts that were happening in Harlem during the summer of 68.
Summer of Soul. I haven't seen it. It's on my list, but I haven't watched it yet.
Please watch it. I've watched it twice. I watched it twice, and then I called my dad and told him to watch it because Long Island boy, you was here. Yeah. Do you know my dad called me back and said, "Baby, I didn't know this was happening," and I was like, "What?"
He was here. He was in Long Island.
Yes, and he was just like, it would. I was in Long Island. He was like, but I travel all over. I was always in the 5 boroughs.
Right.
And he was like, he even said, I was home from Howard University that time. He even said, your uncle was on break from high school.
They could have gone.
And I bet you anything, I think they just went to work. I think they were just working.
What year, when was that happening?
It had to be 68 or 69.
Okay, because my mom was born in 1959, so she would have been a kid, so she probably.
Yeah, but no, my dad was in college. He admitted it. He was just like, I don't know. And I was just like, Dad, how did you not do it? But David Ruffin is in there. Oh. And he's singing, and he's solo singing. And when I saw him on the screen, and I'm surrounded by all my white friends, and I see David Ruffin, I just go, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
And they probably were like, what?
What? So my girlfriend is friends with Jeez Louise, and I had to text Jeez Louise and go, let me go ahead and show your friend, my girlfriend, the Temptations movie.
I haven't ever seen it, but I know all the references. It's weird. I haven't seen it, but I still know the references because I'm still Black and I still am around Black people all the time.
Oh my God, that's the best thing about being Black.
I need to watch it.
Because we all know the references because it's a part of our culture.
It's part of our culture, yeah.
It's a part of our culture. Even you saying Black Butterfly, I was just my brain automatically I haven't heard it in years, but I know the
sorry. Can I just say the other old R&B song that I was thinking of that I couldn't think of before is "Baby Come to Me" by Regina Belle. I haven't acted that song too.
Baby come.
No, baby come to me.
To me, yes.
Yeah, the other one because there's two "Baby Come to Me," but that's the one I haven't acted.
I will admit my next step in music that I want to dance to. My mom is a huge Phyllis Hyman fan. Ooh. And so am I because of my mother.
Because of your mom, yeah. That's how it is with me and Williams.
Yes, my mother is a Phyllis Hyman, Patti LaBelle. Mm-hmm. My dad and Adhd brothers. Brenda loves some Adhd brothers.
My parents like Earth, Wind, and Fire. That was
okay. So here's the thing. I danced to "Footsteps in the Dark" for my mother by the Adhd brothers. Oh. My dad loves Earth, Wind, and Fire. So the verses was literally made for my parents.
Oh my God.
The verses, and yes, I do.
That's right, that verses. With Steve
yes. And at Bathtub Gin, I danced to
The Reasons, right? I saw a video.
Reasons. Yeah.
I love that song so much.
Can I just, because what I'm about to say is going to lead to a question. Okay. Can I just say, I love when the audience is majority white, but there's like 5 Black people there. Because the Black people know.
They know. Yep.
I danced to Reason. The last time I was in the tub and danced to Reason, somebody black ass daddy was in the audience. My man stood up.
Oh, I bet. Oh my God.
He stood up. They had to tell him to sit down. They had to tell him to sit down because he stood up like, you better dance to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Like how we do sometimes.
Yeah. Daddy's bad. And that look, it was disgusting, but like, that.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So my question is, how have you ever experienced that? And like, how does it feel being that Black performer on stage in all white, but you see, like you said it earlier, they run up to you when you're go-go dancing and say, but like when you're in the thick of it, when you're performing, do you see the Black faces? Like,
sometimes I do. It's hard at like Slipper because of the lights to see like who's in the audience. But when I was at Nurse Betty, I danced to "Baby Come to Me" at Nurse Betty once, and I had some friends in the audience. They were Black, and when that song came on, like I could tell they were just like, oh, they were singing it, and it wasn't like a majority white audience, but they were like, they had dreads, like they were like a very Black section of the audience.
Yes,
and they were living for that song. Like all of them were singing. It was great. I love when that happens.
It's magic.
Yeah. It feels really good.
Yeah, I always define burlesque as like a conversation. Mm-hmm. And then when you are the only Black person on stage and you're dancing to a Black ass song, or you're just the only Black person on stage and you see those 5 Black people, I'm talking to you. Yes, thank you.
This is for you.
This is for you. I feel like we'll have another conversation.
Right. And it's a little more intimate, intimate and more personal.
Yeah. It's very much, what's the word I'm looking for? That Africa diaspora. It's like we see
diaspora. Yeah. It's like that connection.
That connection, we know that we're connected in some way, and we're really looking at it. I understand why Ancestry and 23andMe exist. And it should, and I also feel like Black people should not have to pay for it.
No,
but
I will never.
I'm doing my campaign again this February that I need 3 23andMe tests for my family, and I refuse to pay for it. Someone else has to pay for it.
Yeah, I've been looking into the African ancestry one because I know they said they don't keep your DNA and they're more accurate when it comes to like tribal information. I don't really want to give my DNA to any of those white companies. I don't know what they're doing with it. Like,
there's also, I have to find it again, but it's on TikTok and I'm following this dude. He has like the last names, slave last names and all the registries and everything. And he goes and contacts, like he finds the family and contacts the white family and go, I'm actually your relative.
So give me some money.
Yeah, I'm actually your relative.
Reparation, please.
And it was interesting because he actually said like, a lot of the people get defensive, blah, blah, blah. But yet they're trying to say that they're liberal. But they're defensive like this can't be.
The history of this country. Like, why are you so defensive? That's likely what your family was
right. Doing. I appreciate some of these white liberals, but I also need to say that white liberalism is a level of white supremacy that we have not dissected yet, but it's there. We've dissected white supremacy. Now we need to dissect white liberalism.
We need to dissect it more,
because like we said earlier, the nuances and the racism that they're doing here,
the little paper cuts, the
little paper cuts.
But you can die from 1,000 of, like, if someone cuts you 1,000 times, like it's like someone stabbing you with a knife. Even if it's 1,000,000 little paper cuts, it still hurts.
1,000,000 little paper. Oh my gosh, that. Oh man, you just made my brain hold on to that phrase so that I can write a blog and call out even more. I'm going to be writing more, but I want to say a little paper cut. That's what it is, especially when we're dealing with, you know, you and I have had the same struggles with producers and other white performers here. And I really do want to say you are 1,000 little paper cuts, and you will kill one of us one day with your work.
Are you trying to kill me? Is that what you're doing?
Are you trying to kill me? Like, oh my God.
I want to live.
Could you imagine saying that backstage?
I'm gonna say it next time. Like, what is that? Are you trying to kill me?
Are you trying to kill me? Are you trying to kill me? Like, don't ever ask me that again. Are you trying to kill me? Yes, please. Oh my God, I feel like we should just all have little things that we should just say. Because I love making a person.
We'll have our inside.
Yeah. I love making people stuck on stupid, as my mama say. Make them stuck on.
Yeah.
Favorite thing on the earth. Favorite thing. Making them stuck on stupid. Just.
I love it.
Like, just turn.
And it's so easy to do because they'll just say so many reckless things and have no clue, or not even care or think about it.
Yeah, no clue, oblivious to it, oblivious to the world. But I'm just so thankful that, one, we got to have this conversation. Two, I'm friends with you. Like,
I know.
But it's just like, I know we're running out of time, and it's just like so much that I just want to know about, like.
Well, we can just talk and hang out, if anytime.
True that. I'm just so thankful that you are here, and like, you may not see, but I feel like you're a pillar in the New York Black burlesque community. Like, you may be like 4.5 years in, but
wow,
like, I actually feel like all of y'all are, and like, it's just like this beautiful coliseum. But like, I feel like with you, I'm just like, oh my God, Rain is actually very like active on social media. Like, really, like we were cracking jokes on everything.
Yes. There's a lot of funny shit, and we can be funny. We make things funny even if it's not funny.
Exactly. And I'm just
our magic too is like just making laughter.
And that, because we need to laugh from crying. And I'm just so thankful. And I just love the fact that you're in this beautiful head wrap and those beautiful silk pajamas.
I want to show you my wall where I have like all of my, like, do you have any prints? Because I want to hang you up on my wall.
I need to print. People have been asking me.
All of these. I have some burlesque people, and I also have like porn stars and like pinup. I have everything.
Oh wow, porn stars. Ooh,
yeah, I need a picture. Just naked Black women I want on my wall. You know.
You know what? That's a smart idea. I need a picture of Pinky. That's my favorite porn star.
Yes, get Pinky. I want porn. I want pinup. I want any kind of naked Black woman I want on my wall.
I still want more Jet Beauties of the Week.
Yeah. Yep. I bought some old like Players magazines. I bought the copy of Playboy with the first black Playboy cover. I bought a copy of it from Black Market Vintage. For
my studio, I want Right On magazines.
Oh, I want some King magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, Keno's was in King Mag. You know what, Keno? She was in King magazine twice.
Of course she was. Of course.
And I've been trying to find the issue. It was like July 1998 or something. I've been trying to find it. I can't find it.
Of course, Akino was. You know what I'm trying to locate? It's Real Sex, and it's Miss Black Nude Universe, because apparently there are a few Black burlesque dancers that were in it. And I need to find the episode again. I just need that segment of Miss Black Nude Universe that was on Real Sex. I need to find that segment, because they were covered in just shea butter and oils and glitter and just naked.
Skin just glistening. Oh my God.
Like,
oh, look, go by.
like, people need to understand, like, that is sexy to me. That is, oh, but I'm just so happy that you've shared your sexiness with us. Also, just to let all of our listeners and viewers know, it is a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So we're still in jammies and drinking.
I was like, I really don't like putting on clothes when I'm home. I'm just gonna put on these pajamas. I can still look nice, but be
Listen, I love it. And I love it and I appreciate it. So
one more thing I want to tell you, if that's okay
yes.
before you go. It's just something I think you'll think is funny when you were talking about the black dad standing up at your show.
Yes.
I went to see Indie RE with my father and Floetry opened for them. And when they sang Say Yes, my dad was in the audience like, yes, yes. He was screaming and I was so embarrassed, but he was screaming, yes.
This would have been me. No, don't worry. Oh my God, I love this because I love embarrassing black dad stories. Because black dad, I'm telling y'all, an active black dad is hilarious.
Yeah. My dad's from Brooklyn.
So, I love how we both have New York. I love how we both have New York fathers. And, and I'm a DC chick. I'm a DC chick with a New York dad. And recently, listen, that's when I tell people, like, oh, my dad's from Long Island. They're like, oh, so you belong here. Like, you a New Yorker. And I was like, no, I'm a Washingtonian. But my dad's favorite song, one of his favorite songs is Too Close by Next.
My dad loves All the Things Your Man Won't Do by Joe. He used to play it, blast it before we went to church. He would blast it in the morning when we would get ready for church.
Wrong song to play before church, Dad.
That, and As Soon As I Get Home by Faith. I think my dad is in love with Faith Evans. And Waterfalls by TLC. He loves it.
My dad is a Gladys Knight fan. When he told me, so going back to the Summer of Soul.
Oh, yeah.
I had that conversation with my dad. He was like, I even called my friends. They didn't even remember. Like, we was probably busy. Like, what was we doing? And he said, I was like, Daddy, I thought you'd be there. Your girl Gladys was there. He goes, let me tell you something. Howard University. So that Gladys Knight was about to perform in Baltimore. Me and my friends got in the car and we drove to Baltimore. That's an hour drive from DC. Howard. Yeah. From Howard University. That's an hour and some change.
He was like, oh, she's going. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Even my mama has said this man will probably leave me for Gladys. As long as I can leave him for the Adhd brothers. I was like, damn, both of them.
Your mom was like, choo choo.
What time the train arrived? What time the train arrived? Listen, I cannot wait for the time I'm going to interview my mother for this. I can't wait to see this. Because I want to ask my mother questions about like her growing up, but also like her ties to like sex work and her thoughts on it, but also like me doing this. Brenda is the reason I have the tagline Chocolate City Titty.
She came up with it?
Yes. Both of my pasties popped off at Howard Theater, so all of DC got to see both of my nipples. I got on the microphone and apologized to my mother and said, I'm sorry that all of DC got to see my chocolate titties. And my mother said, it's okay, baby, you just a chocolate city titty.
Oh, I love your mother. I love Brenda.
Brenda loves burlesque shows.
I love it.
And when it's beautiful Black women, and listen, my fear, and it's not really a fear, it's more of like, want to perform? Yeah.
Would you have a problem with that?
She'd
probably be good.
I feel like she really would be good, but also I was breastfed, so those are my titties.
Oh, God.
My sister wasn't breastfed. My sister wasn't breastfed, but I was breastfed.
Oh, those are my titties.
Yeah, my sister was not breastfed. My mother was just like, nah, it was a bottle. Oh, here you go. She goes, but you? Yeah, and she was like, you are allergic to everything. And they were just like, you have to breastfeed this one. And so those are my titties.
Yeah. Oh, and yours only because, but they're your dad's too. They're also hers. They're her titties. My mother breastfed all four of us.
Look, are they my father's breast?
No, they're not his. They're hers. They're hers.
They're hers, right? But yeah, it's just my along with my mother performing, it's my mother seeing certain performers. I don't know how my mom would react to Samson.
Oh, Samson is very sexy. All the moms love him, I bet.
And I'm nervous. I won't even let my best friend watch Samson perform. Like,
Why?
no. Mm-mm. She already follows him on Instagram. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
So she follows him on Instagram. She's seen like clips of him performing then.
But my mom has already said, like, oh, I would love to see all of your friends performing you. And I'm just like, there's a few I don't want you to watch.
Who else?
Like,
besides Samson?
Because I feel like you would make me a middle child. And
Samson would be your stepdaddy. You're gonna have to call Samson.
He already my brother. That's all.
Right. He already has a partner. He's not leaving Margot.
He's not leaving Margot. And if they say they were breaking up, I would actually block them both in a room and go,
yeah, because Margot's great. I like Margot. She's one of the few we can trust, I think.
Listen. I will admit, same thing with my girlfriend. She was in an all-black space, and all she did was sit there and eat.
That's what
she was just like, I'm not saying.
I don't even bring Keith to all black spaces. I'm like, this is not for you. This is for me.
We were invited over to Maine's house because Aisha was cooking. Yeah, and it just so happened that all of a sudden it was just like, it was only a few of us, but she brought food, she brought drinks, and then she just sat there and ate. She may have said 5 things, and then that was it.
I like her. You know, I only met her that one time at Nurse Betty when I came to see you in like September, but I don't really know her, but I like her.
Yeah,
and you talk about, she seems cool.
She does. I also appreciate that she saw what was supposed to be a jazz band perform. I'm not going to say where or who, because it's like a big entity in New York. And she looked, and yeah, they were all white, and she just went, how you gonna sing Summertime and ain't no black people in your band? The fact that she said it, she pointed it out.
She said it to them?
No, she didn't say it to them, but she was just like, like I saw her looking like, and then she came to me.
My grandfather is a jazz performer. He has a few Grammys. He's like a legendary jazz performer. His name is Roy Haynes, and like I feel with jazz, like I feel like a special, like I feel very, when I see all white jazz bands or jazz shows that only have white performers, like it fucks with me, because I'm like, I know my history, my family history is jazz. Like,
in the words of Nina Simone, jazz is black people's classical music.
Right. And
same thing with
grandfather of hip hop.
Yes, same thing with 90s R&B. It is.
That's my classical music.
Yes, I'm going to say that is our generation of classical music.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks that people are just like, you know, I actually do feel
like it does not work, like it's worthless.
Yeah.
Like a joke or something.
And I actually do feel a certain way when I see white girls dance to Beyonce.
Yeah, I get it. I see it too.
I feel uncomfortable. I'm like, you dancing to Beyonce? Like, that's especially anything on her more blacker albums.
Right, like Lemonade, or if I see any white girls dancing to some Lemonade, I'm gonna be like, who the fuck do you think you
gotta quote it. Who the fuck do you think you like, that's it. Like, oh my goodness. But I'm just so happy that we got to do this. Tell the audience. I know. Tell the audience where you would like to be found.
Well, I'm on Instagram at Reign Supreme NYC. My old account was deleted by Instagram about a year ago.
Boo.
Yeah, I hate them, but I still am on there. But it's Reign, RAIN, Supreme NYC on Instagram, and also I have a website. That's reignsupremeny.com. You can find like my show information there and stuff. Twitter, Reign Supreme NY. And that's pretty much it.
I love it, y'all.
Next week I'll be at Nurse Betty next Wednesday.
You'll be at Nurse Betty?
Airing, but yeah, I'm at Nurse Betty next Wednesday.
Yes, y'all please follow Reign Supreme on all of the social media so that you can see the Rudolph the reindeer titties, but also get into
Bone Thugs and Harmony first of the month announcements of my shows. I always do it with the wake up is the first of the
I love it. I love the first of the month.
Like, here's where you can find me this month.
Listen, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to do more like hip hop hood rat shit with you. Like,
yeah, I can't wait to hang out. I can't wait for us to hang out in real life in person.
It's gonna be great because trust. And then when I finally get this hip hop brunch, going this party brunch,
yes.
And
then I'll dance to Melanin Magic by Remy Ma.
Please. Because Mia dances to Conceited.
Yes.
And yeah.
You have an act to Megan Thee Stallion, don't you? Don't you have an act to what's a big old freak? Don't you have an act?
Yeah, big old freak. I also have an act to Body.
Oh, dude, I didn't see that one, but I saw some.
I only do that one at Omar Logo because you know the producer suggested twerking music.
I'm gonna keep my mouth closed.
Don't worry, this will all be edited. but
she suggested twerking. Do you know how to twerk? Can you twerk?
Let me just put it this way. I am fully aware that there are certain shows that I do that I'm going to outshine. I'm either going to outshine or I'm going to match if the group is really, really like performing last night with Frankie Eleanor. It was like a match of energy. Like we know each other. So the fact that we were the bookends of this show was like perfect. Like I danced to Chloe Bailey's Have Mercy.
Oh,
and then Frankie danced to this like other like Spanish, and it just bookends.
I love it.
It was
her
so much. The energy.
Oh my God, we were together. I told you we were together at Nurse on Wednesday, and it was just so great being backstage with her. Because whenever I'm with her, usually if she's hosting, I don't get to be backstage with her as much. But we had so much fun.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All righty. Tell the audience. Bye.
Bye.
Here is your auntie's tip. Take the time to check in on you and write in your journal. 5 minutes of writing can go a long way, and it's better than posting on Facebook.
Thanks for listening, everyone. This episode has been a production with Period Podcast Network. Find out more on Instagram at Period Podcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Instagram too at YAS, a Stripper Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at YAS, a Stripper Pod. Please like, subscribe, and rate YAS, a Stripper Podcast here on YouTube. See you next week.